Here's my Mr. and Miss Pac-Man pinball machine demonstrating the new LED Pac-Maze board that I've designed. It's got red and yellow surface mount LEDs on the board that replaces the 50 incandescent bulbs that are on the original Pac-Maze board. This board has some advantages over the incandescent version. It is much lower heat. It is also brighter, especially the red LEDs are brighter, and it's more consistent with the color and the brightness of the lights across the maze. Replacing your incandescent bulb board with the new LED version is pretty simple. Remove the two connectors that I've just done there, J1 and J2 28-pin connectors from the board, and then remove the 4 lock nuts that are holding the board in. You'll want to save the rubber grommets and use them on the new board. The new board is a direct replacement for this one. It's exactly the same size. You can see the original board has 25 red and 25 yellow incandescent bulbs on them. Here's the new board. It has 100 LEDs, surface mount LEDs on them, and it's the same shape as the original board. Remove the 4 rubber grommets from the corners of the board. You'll need those for the new one. The new board has a notch at the very bottom of the board. This helps clear the down directional lamp for the Pac-Maze. Mine was hitting the board. Having the notch in the board helps a lot with the installation. Here's what it looks like from the front side without isolation tubes. The red LEDs especially will bleed over into the non-lit areas because they're a lot brighter. The new board has the LEDs 3/8 of an inch below the Playfield, so there's a bit of bleed over. I actually had mine running this way for about 2 weeks, and because it's just the red, you don't really notice it that much during play, but the attract mode, you can definitely see the bleed over of the red LEDs. Compare that to the original stock incandescent board. You can see that the red bulbs are not bleeding over. Actually, you can see the bulbs because they're a lot closer to the inserts. You can also see that the color is not very consistent in brightness across the Pac-Maze. The upper right one is very dark. There's a couple others that are dark also. To remove the bleed over from the LEDs on the new Pac-Maze board, I've included 25 isolation tubes which you can glue to the back of the Playfield. I used rubber cement on mine. It's a contact adhesive that worked really good, and you can take them off later on pretty easily. Along with the tubes, I've included this piece of vinyl sticker material that you can use to stick the isolation tubes close together, and this allows you to put the glue or the rubber cement on the tubes a lot easier. It also helps with the installation because then you can carry the 25 tubes over to the pinball machine in one hand and put them on pretty easily. Then move over to the back of the playfield. Mine had a lot of dirt around the inserts, probably from the bulbs over the years getting too hot. You want to clean that up before putting the rubber cement down. Wait about 30 minutes to allow the rubber cement to dry before attaching the isolation tubes to the rear of the playfield. The isolation tubes are about a 1/16 of an inch in diameter, less than the inserts. You won't notice that from the front side. Also, there's about an 1/8 of an inch clearance between the tubes and the LED Pac-Maze board so that they don't run into each other. I wouldn't recommend trying to attach these isolation tubes to the board. You'll have a gap on the board side and you'll still have bleed over. The top right two tubes had little problems getting them to fit. The mounting bracket was kind of in the way, so I had to offset them slightly. This wasn't an issue, you couldn't notice it from the front side. Once you get them all stuck down, wiggle each one of them and make sure that they're stuck correctly. If not, re-glue them. I had 2 that were loose. Here's what it looks like all together with the isolation tubes installed. There's no bleed from insert to insert anymore. This is actually the same video as the beginning. Good luck with your install. Gotcha.
Get ready. 3, 2, 1, go.